Have you ever watched your cat do something so clever that you stopped and wondered, how did they figure that out? Whether it's opening a door, solving a puzzle toy, or sitting on your laptop at the exact moment you need to work, cats have a way of making us feel like they're one step ahead. But here's the surprising part: they often are. Cats are far more intelligent and self-aware than we give them credit for. Their behavior isn't random or mysterious. Every movement, every stare, every strange choice they make is backed by instinct, strategy, and an incredible ability to observe and learn. Take the classic moment when your cat sits at the door, meowing to go out. The second you open it, they turn around and decide they don't want to anymore. To humans, it looks like indecision. To cats, it's environmental evaluation. In the wild, rushing into an unknown space without analyzing it could mean danger, and even though your house is safe, the instinct remains. When a cat pauses at a doorway, it's processing the sounds, smells, air movement, and overall energy of the room. They don't just walk into spaces, they assess them. Another sign of feline intelligence is how quickly they learn to influence human behavior. Cats don't randomly meow, rub against your leg, or sit on your laptop. They do it because they have tested and learned what gets them results. If meowing earns food, they meow. If rubbing against your leg earns affection, they repeat it. If sitting on your laptop gets your full attention, well, that becomes their go-to strategy. They don't try every behavior randomly. They test a behavior, observe your reaction, and adjust their actions based on what worked. Cats learn humans the same way humans learn technology. They observe patterns. They memorize routines. They even figure out which person in the house gives the best treats and which one enforces the rules. Science confirms that cats understand cause and effect. If a cabinet pops open when they push hard enough, that becomes stored knowledge. If knocking objects off the table guarantees a dramatic reaction from you, that becomes a fun experiment with predictable results. And then there's the stare. Cat owners are used to that intense, unblinking feline stare that seems to look straight through their soul. Many people think the stare means aggression or attitude, but more often it's analysis. While we take in the world with quick glances, cats take in the world by locking on to details. They can detect microscopic movements, faint vibrations, and sound frequencies we can't hear. When a cat stares, it's gathering data about everything in the environment, including your emotional state. Most people don't realize this, but cats can sense emotions. They notice subtle changes in tone, body language, and even heart rate. When you're sad, anxious, or sick, your cat may quietly sit next to you without making a sound. That isn't aloofness. That's emotional intelligence, feline style. Then there's their hunting behavior, one of the clearest displays of their genius. When your cat crouches and stalks a toy, they aren't just playing, they're practicing strategy. Cats calculate distance and speed before they leap. Their brain is doing rapid math with every pounce, and they adjust mid-jump with perfect accuracy. What looks effortless to us is actually a highly developed survival system. Cats don't stumble into genius behavior. They are genius. Their brains are designed for strategy, observation, memory, problem-solving, and silent decision-making. They notice everything and act only when it benefits them. Your cat isn't being difficult or dramatic. Your cat is being smart, very smart. What really reveals the depth of a cat's intelligence is how they solve problems. Cats approach obstacles differently from dogs. A dog usually looks to humans for guidance, waiting for cues or commands. A cat, however, works independently. When faced with a challenge like figuring out how to open a door, reach a treat, or escape a carrier, a cat studies the situation quietly, analyzes every angle, and attempts multiple methods until something works. They don't rely on instructions. They rely on logic. Scientists have repeatedly tested cats with puzzle boxes, hidden treats, and object manipulation tasks. Cats will experiment, withdraw, observe, and then try a new strategy. They aren't discouraged by failure because in their minds there is always another route to the solution. That is not trial and error. That is structured problem solving. Memory is another area where cats shine. Cats can remember positive and negative experiences for years. If a person frightened or mistreated them once, the cat may avoid that individual permanently. But if someone was gentle or fed them during a difficult moment, the cat builds lasting trust. Studies show that cats have episodic memory, meaning they remember not only what happened, but where and with whom. This is why cats return to places they associate with comfort or food, and why they avoid places tied to fear or discomfort. To a cat, past experiences are data stored for future decision-making. They remember patterns, routines, and emotional connections. Even more fascinating is how cats communicate without sound. They are masters of silent expression. A slow blink from a cat is not random. It is a sign of trust and affection. When they expose their belly, it's not always an invitation to touch, but a sign that they feel safe. When a cat wraps its tail around your leg, it's their version of a hug. Cats don't waste energy on meaningless gestures. Everything they do has intention. Many people believe cats don't show love the way dogs do, but the truth is that cats show affection thoughtfully and selectively. A cat will only bond with someone who has earned their trust. They do not give loyalty easily. When a cat chooses to sleep near you, that means they feel safe enough to be vulnerable around you. When they follow you from room to room without demanding attention, it means they simply enjoy your presence. That is their version of companionship. Cats also understand routines better than we think. They know exactly when it's mealtime, when you usually wake up, and when you return home. They memorize your habits and adjust their behavior around your schedule. Cats notice the smallest changes in environment. Move a piece of furniture, and they will be the first to inspect it. Bring home something new, and they have to analyze it. Their curiosity is not about boredom, it is about information gathering. So the next time your cat does something that seems odd, stubborn, or strategic, remember this. Nothing a cat does is without purpose. Behind every stare is observation. Behind every strange decision is strategy. Behind every moment of independence is intelligence. Cats may not obey commands, may not rush to please humans, and may not express affection loudly, but that is because they are not followers. They are thinkers. They learn, adapt, observe, and choose their relationships intentionally. Your cat is not mysterious. Your cat is brilliant. And in their quiet, calculated way, they are always one step ahead.